Chapter 14. Or was it? So often Palmer had dreamed of pigeons. That's what he thought it might be, a dream. He pulled down the shade. He walked around his room. He kicked his hippo slippers across the floor. He picked up his little foam basketball and lobbed some hook shots into the net hanging from the back of the door. He returned to the window. He lifted the bottom of the shade an inch. He peeked. He saw a pair of small pink turkey-like legs rising to a gray feathery plumpness. He lifted the shade fully. It was no dream. Palmer flapped his hand. "Shoo, shoo," he whispered. The bird pecked at the window pane. Just what Palmer needed, to be seen in the company of a pigeon. Beans would wring both their necks. Go, go. The bird tapped, as if replying in pigeon code. Palmer rammed down the shade. What a stupid pigeon. A million towns to choose from all over the country, and this bird brain picks the one that shoots 5,000 of them every year, and of all the houses in the town. The bird opened. The door opened. His mother poked her head in surprise. You're up? Just got up, he managed to say. I heard you coming. The door closed. Palmer rushed through everything that morning. He couldn't wait to get out of the house. He was 10 minutes early at the corner where he met the guys every school day. They were 2 blocks away when they saw him. They waved crazily and yelled, "Snot! Snot!" and came running. They knocked down one another with snowbanks in their attempts to reach him first. Palmer's eyes watered as he gave out a giggle. He felt so good. The walk to school became one long snowball fight. Along the way, Beans noticed Dorothy Gruzik walking behind them. "Enemy ambush," he cried out. "Counter-attack." The 4 of them fired volleys at her. She hunched and turned as snowballs exploded on the back of her red coat. Palmer could not remember seeing the coat before. Must have gotten it for Christmas, he thought, as if he packed and fired. "Battleship Rage!" shrieked Beans. Palmer fired without restraint. Since summer, he had hardly spoken to her. He had found out that there wasn't room in his life for both Dorothy and the guys. Like peanut butter and pickles, they didn't mix. It seemed like everything the guys liked, everything they stood for, she did not. Thanks to the guys, he finally saw her for the pooper she was. She never laughed, never had any fun. Even now, look at her, just crouching there, not a peep, no screaming, no crying, no running away like any normal girl. Always had to act so big, and 3 weeks ago, for the first time ever, she had not invited him to her birthday party. The school bell was ringing. "Let's go," shouted Beans, giving it a little extra. Palmer fired a final cannonball. It splattered white against the red coat, and he ran inside with the guys. All day long, he had a hard time concentrating. He kept thinking of the pigeon. Where did it come from? How did it get here? Did the blizzard blow it in? Where was it going now? Anywhere but my house, thought Palmer. After school, he forgot about the bird in a flurry of snowballs and the crackle of sled runners on Valentine's Hill. He plunged and snowballed and tumbled and laughed until the sky in the west turned fiery orange. He made it home just in time for dinner. He did his homework. He played with his toy soldiers. The sky outside his window was pitch black. He did not want to look, but he had to. He got his father's flashlight. Slowly he raised the shade. He could not see nothing but the reflection of his own room of the window pane. He raised the window. Light spilled from his room onto the snow-capped porch roof. He saw pigeon tracks, but no pigeon. He leaned out the window. He turned on the flashlight and swept it across the roof. Back and forth, corner to corner, he saw nothing but silent snow. He closed the window, lowered the shade, turned off the flashlight. He sat on the edge of his bed. He took a deep breath. He felt better.